Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Astrological Intentions. I'm your host, Alex Reevy, along with the deep purple packer herself, Sandy Reevy.
Hi, everybody. I'm home.
It is episode 378, week of October 20th. Let's get right into it. In the transits, we start off with today, the 20th, Mercury conjunct Mars.
Worth or watch pushing others.
And Tuesday, the 21st, new moon in Libra.
Be blessed and give to others.
Wednesday, the 22nd, Neptune retrograde in Pisces.
Soothing and sailing.
And Sun ingress Scorpio.
Time for red nails.
And Friday, the 24th, Sun square Pluto.
Force of will or control of will.
And Mercury trine Jupiter.
Have faith in.
And Mercury trine Saturn retrograde.
Make promises.
Then in Talisman times, we have a special talisman to awaken to the light of Venus rising within me. And on the horizon, we have our Talisman trunk show, as well as the Egypt retreat. And in our house, Sandy is sharing some travel tales. So this is all while Sun opposed her Saturn. So think delays. Stay tuned for this episode of Astrological Intentions.
I say go do you. Now travel far, share your stories and earn your stars, it's you. Say you are the one you will answer to when this life is done. Don't waste a minute, jump in the river, wash yourself clean so you can deliver you. The story of you doesn't.
Hello, deep purple packer.
I know why. Yeah, I had to take care of some things in downtown Evanston today, and there was the deep, what's it called? Purple?
Deep purple.
Deep purple?
Acai bowls.
Acai
Yummy, yummy,
with
yummy.
peanut butter.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
And coconut for me.
I could go for another one.
I know.
Already.
It was delicious.
Yep. And you're doing a lot of packing these days. So you are the deep purple packer.
I just started packing yesterday. Yeah, and I've got a little fun little game, you know me, game out on my family's text thread. How many boxes, like the one how many boxes will I be bringing to Cincinnati? Everybody's, one person said 1 million. I'm like,
well, that's a lot.
I said be reasonable, and some people are saying 236,
and some are in the tens, which is like 40s, 60s. So we'll see.
And then somebody's like, let's take a guess on how many is going to Goodwill as well.
Right. Probably more. All right, so let's move into the transits where we start the week off today, Monday the 20th, with Mercury conjunct Mars.
So let's think about this. Mercury is moving and making a connection to Mars. Now, they're both at 18 degrees of Scorpio. So who's stronger here? Mars. Mars is the ruler here in Scorpio. So when Mercury comes to it, Mercury wants to give it a communication device or a voice that has a little bit of momentum or secretive, because it's Scorpio. So is there a possessive thought? Is there a secretive thought? That really watch pushing others.
Or like underlying manipulation.
Watch somehow, just push yourself only. Talk about yourself only. But I would really keep it on the down low, right? Do they still use that?
Kind of, not really, but yes.
Okay. Do they still use off the chains?
Definitely not. But
oh my gosh. You know where I learned that from? Just real quick.
No.
Hold on. Rub my ears. Jamie Foxx.
Oh.
Jamie Foxx, when I was working at the Bulls, he's like, oh, you got to come over to this party. It's off the chains. And I was like,
it's just off the chain.
Okay, well, he might have added an S in his.
Wow. Then he was exaggerating.
But it was Jamie Foxx, so I never did get to the party, but wow.
Super fun.
That was in the 90s, so okay.
Okay, so
let's
let's
don't use that anymore. Let's come back.
Let's move on
okay.
to Tuesday, October 21st.
I want to say something. I want to keep
Mercury
on.
conjunct Mars. Tell us.
So it's here. It meets up in Scorpio. Mercury's going to retrograde this month. So Mercury's going to retrograde backwards, come back up and meet Mars again in middle of November, while they're both in Sagittarius. And then Mercury will meet up with Mars again middle of January, in Capricorn, where Mars will be strong again. So really, Mercury is not strong in any of these placements where when he meets up with Mars. So Mars is super strong here in Scorpio. Then he's not so strong when we get to the mid-November period when Mercury meets him. And then January 17th is strong again. He is exalted in this Capricorn area. So it's kind of like being able to mentally drive yourself forward, right? Without this. And so maybe the opposite of manipulation or obsessing or being in the product of that. Maybe you're working on something that you're not revealing to others, right? Like it's deep work.
Okay.
And for me, I know what that is, right? I've really taken all my social activities off my calendar for the next 2-3 months.
Right. True.
I mean, I just did it this morning. I had to who am I letting down? Nobody. But, so that's kind of that. Watch pushing others into manipulating what you want from them. Just do it within yourself. And you may not want to tell others why you're, doing, what's the November? Mustache November? What's November?
No shave November?
Oh, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's basically mustaches and beards.
Is why you're doing something. You don't need to tell everybody.
Okay.
Right.
It'll show up on your face. All right. So let's move on to Tuesday, October 21st. New moon at 28 degrees of Libra.
Yeah, this is at 7:25 a.m. This is Central Time. And we have to think it's coming to the end degree of Libra. And so we think, okay, ruled by Venus. Where is Venus? Oh, Venus is in Libra. So she's co-present and she's a morning rise. She's still a morning planet coming up before the sun, and she's still visible here. But she will the sun is starting to catch up to her. And so there's that position. But this is a square to the Pluto here. So be blessed and give to others willingly. That's the key word here.
Right.
Not
expecting anything in return.
Yeah. Willingly. I mean, you have things that you can gift, and sometimes it's just cracking your face for a smile, which is what I had to do for 36 hours straight.
We'll talk about that in our house.
And I just was trying to get somebody to look me in the eye so I could crack my face into a smile. But at airports and when people are traveling, they don't look you in the face.
Right.
I know everybody's on their own mission.
Of course.
Yeah.
So let's move on to Wednesday, October 22nd. We have 2 transits to this day. Neptune retrograde in Pisces is our first.
Yeah, and this is by the time we wake up on Wednesday. This will have moved back in. So, Neptune is the modern ruler of Pisces. And so he's moving back into it. He's retrograde, and he's going to be finishing up the last degree of Pisces, which is me, which is my sun. So, I'm going to just call this smooth sailing, soothing sailing, reminding each of us to be compassionate, intuitive, and creative. And so I am going to use that versus being,
lost in the murky waters.
Storm of confusion. Just, again, crack that smile. Right. People aren't going to look at it long enough for them to say, oh, you're faking it. Right. They're not going to look at you that long.
All right. So the same day we have a second transit Wednesday, which is Sun ingress Scorpio. Happy birthday, all you Scorpios.
Scorpios rule. This is at 10:51 p.m. So this is, of course, Sun moving in the dark night into Scorpio. So time for the red nails.
Yeah.
Red lipstick.
Right.
But if you get it on your teeth, it'll look like you've taken a bite out of somebody's neck.
Oh, geez.
But
it's got dark real fast. Okay. Whoa, too many bath salts. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
All right. So, yeah, happy birthday, Scorpios. We need you. I know Scorpios get a really bad rap, but
They're the strongest. It's the strongest, most powerful.
Powerful.
Yeah. So use it properly, and wow, you're incredibly willful.
Right.
And can really get some things done.
Yeah. And speaking of like your red nails, it's so funny because my nail inspiration for possibly Halloween is this like kind of really pretty red tip on the edge of the nail. And then one of them has little blood dripping down, like little droplets of. Are you serious? You were just like, and then you bite their necks, and then there's blood everywhere.
It's not exactly what I said. That's where your imagination went. Hold off on that soothsaying, intuition, and creative compassion-ness.
Yeah.
That's kind of not like the werewolf.
Okay. So let's move on to Friday, October 24th. We have 3 transits on Friday, starting off with Sun square Pluto.
Yeah, this is, Sun just moving in, boom, squares the 1 degree Pluto. And it's kind of interesting because Pluto is the modern ruler of Scorpio. So the Sun's looking at Pluto going, I see you, I see you through the woods.
With my eyes.
With my eyeball hanging out.
We are silly today. Okay. Keep going.
Right. Okay. I call this force of will or control of will. Because you force your will or can you control it?
Okay.
Right? So don't use or be manipulated. It's only one day. The Sun moves 1 degree a day, and it's just this one day. And it's not going to retrograde back over. Mm-hmm. But it does make this, and it will be making this square to Pluto for about 19 more years when it gets to Scorpio, because the Scorpio and Aquarius are square one another. They're both fixed signs. So there's an eye and an eye staring at each other from a 90-degree angle. No one's moving. Mm-hmm. So it's like a dare.
Right.
Yeah. So don't use your force of will or
right.
Just control your will.
Right. And that does remind me a little bit of what's happening on Monday, the 20th, which is watch pushing others, kind of taking that will and forcing it upon others. If we can push ourselves, if we can control our will or force our will for ourselves, that's a little bit better. Okay, so let's move on to the second transit Friday, which is Mercury trine Jupiter.
Yeah, this is have faith in. Mercury is here. He's going to retrograde, but he's making a trine. So when we hear trine, it's water, water. Mm-hmm. Jupiter is very successful here in Cancer. So have faith in your decisions, all your plans, your discussions. All transactions are favorable here, right? Okay. So, one of the things I want to say, because Mercury will come, actually he doesn't come back to the 24. He goes back to 25. So he's not going to meet up with Jupiter again, only one time here. So the transactions are favorable. You might have to work through the details later, and I'll talk about that. Mm-hmm. But it's a good day to make a decision.
Okay. And have faith in it.
Yeah.
All right. So the final transit of Friday and the week, we have Mercury trine Saturn retrograde.
Okay. This is first of 3 because they're going to meet back up. But
okay.
We can picture we've got Mercury in water, Scorpio. Mm-hmm. We've got Jupiter in water, Cancer, that we just talked about.
Yep.
And we got Saturn retrograde in Pisces, water. I just described
a grand trine.
A grand trine.
Boo.
Booyah. So I'm going to talk more about that, but this particular section here, the Mercury making a trine to the Saturn retrograde, is make promises. They stand firm until you change them, right? There could be a change. But for right now, you should be able to believe in them because it's Saturn is about to make his direction change and go direct this month in next month in November. Mm-hmm. But this grand trine setup doesn't happen a lot with these are both.
Mercury and Mars and Saturn.
No, it's not Mars.
Oh,
it's
sorry, Jupiter.
Jupiter.
Sorry.
It's Jupiter and Saturn are in a trine with each other because one is in Cancer, which is water, and Saturn just moved back into Pisces, late degrees of water. So they're forming this. These two are forming this triangle, and any other planet coming into that 24, 25, 26 degree area, boom, connects it. Okay. And this Mercury is the first. First planet. Then Mars will do the same thing, connect them, ching, in November. Then we get the Sun making that grand trine, ching. And then we got Venus making it, ching. So there's these 4 grand trines that are all happening with the Jupiter-Saturn combination. And so these are what's called generational planets. And these are societal planets that create societies. They're like peer groups. And so it just makes me think that we're the universe is supporting us in trying hard multiple times to create a sacred container of peace and happiness. But we have to work at it. Right. We have to work at it. And we're reminded, and then we got to work at it. So all of these
making these promises,
are coming in to give us this. So find your peace, find your balance, find your equanimity, right? Find your insight.
Find your side of history.
Right? Find it.
It's coming. History is being made every day, it seems, especially this year. And it is a good question to ask yourself, which side of history do you want to be on? Make a promise.
Because it's happening. Is it happening around you? Is it happening to you? Is it happening for you? Is it happening with you? Whatever word you want to put in between it and you, it's happening. So it's a trine. So find a way to make it work beautifully and favorably, and see if the structure of Saturn, because, Saturn's in Pisces here. Well, Jupiter's in charge of Saturn. And Jupiter's exalted in Cancer. So it's about bringing in structure for more families, for nourishment, and nourishing. But we got to try hard at it.
Okay.
We were just talking about the signs here in Chicago that are in the stores, up the streets in our little area of Evanston. Hands off, Chicago. Yeah.
Hands off, Chicago. Not a comma.
Yeah. Hands off, Chicago. Like,
right. Yeah.
We stand in our societal beliefs.
Right.
Everyone is fair and of equal.
All right. So that's going to be our week ahead. It's a big one, but it's going to be. I also am really happy that this new moon in Libra is here, because feeling those blessings, being grateful for them, and giving willingly to others is going to be also a really big piece of this pie.
I just want to say that we're going to get through this week, and when we get to the next 2 weeks, huge aspects are coming in.
Okay.
Lots of things are going to be happening. We think that there's a lot going on in the news now. I luckily was out of bounds for a month, being out
country lines,
being out of listening and hearing and seeing it in person. I've been living the luxury of the European, although I will tell you, in our house, some of the strikes and strifes and bumps and things along the way that I experienced.
All right, so we'll be looking ahead for you all on the podcast in the next couple of weeks to give you those updates. Let's move on to Talisman times, where we have one featured talisman that's just being finished today, October 20th, 1844, which is to awaken to the light of Venus rising within me. Ooh. That's beautiful feminine energy right there.
Seriously. Love leads my life. and through it I shine effortlessly. I rise radiant in love and balance. We have the moon is enclosed here by the benefics, which only happens when the moon is in a position where the last aspect was from Venus or Jupiter. And the next one is either Venus or Jupiter. Yeah. And in this case, it was the moon made a conjunction with Venus in Libra coming up over the horizon. That's why we can talk about this rising, the light of Venus rising within me. She's very bright and can still be seen in the sky in the daytime. And then the moon is going to make an aspect to Jupiter in the 10th house. So just really to awaken to the light of Venus rising within me. And you get to do this every morning upon rising.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I
love
this one.
Love that one. Sandy has been busy creating talismans, and still there are more pre-sales coming up. So don't forget to check out that link in the show notes, as well as this talisman 1844 on the website if you want to head over to intentionbeads.com. So let's move on to the horizon, where November 5th we have a Talisman trunk show coming up. This is a free event. However, we do have raffle tickets that you can purchase. For every cent that you put towards a raffle ticket, you get a gift certificate. So it's pretty wonderful.
I know, it really is.
You want to be in this raffle because we raffle off a talisman of your choice every single Talisman trunk show. So make sure that you're there live. We would love to see you, answer your questions. If you are registering early, you can email Sandy at intentionbeads.com with your list of talismans that you would like her to feature, and she will pick some off your list. So let's also quickly discuss September and October 2026, the Egypt retreat. If you are interested in joining, email alex@intentionbeads.com. We will get you on the early wait list.
Well, I'm signing people up already.
Okay. I mean, not the wait list, the early sign up list.
Yeah, it's not on the website for all the information yet, but I have a handful of people already put their deposit down and are heading that way.
It's exciting.
I know. It's if it's never been on your experience list,
it's always been on my experience list.
Think about it, because it really weirdly was not on mine. And I had some clients that said, when are you going to Egypt? I'm like, I'm not. They're like, can you make it? And I was like, let me see. And I arranged it and took a group out last year, and I was like,
hooked.
Huh?
You were
what?
Hooked.
And I'm going back in December, actually.
Yeah, that's right. Cameron Cassidy and his group.
And Demetra George, and
super cool.
It's only astrologers going on this astrology
That's
retreat.
Gonna be fun.
So I'm going to have all of that great specific information in my noggin, in my notes, to share when we go in September of next year, when Cameron Cassidy and I, who is an Egyptian astrologer,
super cool,
will be
who
going.
was reading the hieroglyphics off the ceiling of these temples,
yes,
these ancient temples to you guys. That is just
and
so cool.
At the time, he was like, huh? And he's still learning. He's
right.
learning demonic, which is part of the Rosetta Stone.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Yep, a polyglot, 9 different languages. Wow. So let's move into our house, where you have some towering travel tales.
So,
in my tower, I mean Jenga towers.
I mean, I knew it when I booked my my travels, and
right.
I knew I was doing that, and I was going there, and it was like, okay, it was time to book my flight, and this was months and months in advance, and I've been eyeing this and eyeing that, and thought, oh, I better hurry and do it because I want a nonstop flight. And I booked it, and as I got closer, I'm like, huh? I'm leaving on the day of the solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo, opposing my 29-degree sun, with Saturn opposing the sun. Transiting Saturn was opposing the sun. So it was
a lot of pull there.
A lot of Saturn was on my sun. It was just a lot of Saturn. And I thought, okay, let's see how this goes.
Yeah.
Knowing I would be
challenged.
A little bit challenged, a little frustrated, a little delayed, a little bit with difficulty, a little strife, all of these things. But I shall succeed.
Right. And persevere.
Because
that's also a Saturn.
I'm going to live the astrology of the day.
Right.
Oh my God.
I mean, we heard a bit of your travel tales.
That was my going.
Like, getting there.
Yeah.
Which was like crazy delays out of Chicago trying to get on to the flight. You were on the tarmac for hours, had to return back to the gate even before leaving. You were like super delayed.
To leave off a beautiful mother who looks like to be about 40 with her 8-year-old son.
I know, that's crazy.
Like,
I really hope they're okay.
What was wrong with them?
I really hope they're okay. And then you go onto the boat to go to get.
But here's the funny thing we heard later. Did I not tell you?
No.
That we realized as we're getting ready to power up to fly out to Greece, they're not. They were on the no-fly list for this airline I was on. They're not allowed to fly on this airline anymore.
Whoa.
And I was like, and we don't know it at the time. We found out about it later, and we're like,
wow.
Come on, just let them go, right? For whatever reason that was.
They're not on the no-fly list, but they're not on the no-ticket list.
Yeah, I know. They could buy a ticket.
We'll take your money, but
anyway, that was just kind of the beginning. And I thought it would be over. No.
Right. No, then there was the boat saga. Then
the strike. Then the taxi strike. And then the boat saga where we all got janged around. And then I carrying up my luggage up to where I was staying at the beach house. The last 10 steps of my whole 2 days, my back went out.
And so that's a Saturn right there.
And so I was walking crooked for about 5 days until my friend says, oh my gosh, you need an acupuncture. So I literally made an appointment with this acupuncture who comes to the house. Mm-hmm. So I was at my girlfriend's house at the time. And so he comes over and he's this Chinese medicine affiliated doctor with Ayurveda. And I fell asleep on the bed while he was sticking all those needles in me. Mm-hmm. And I literally kind of woke up and there was a mirror off to the side and he was putting his head down at my lower back, his ear down at my lower back in order to listen. And he says, you just have too much in your back. You have too much. I'm letting some of it go. So I had fallen asleep and I woke up straight.
Wow.
I woke up with a straight spine and I didn't have any more problem, which was the beginning of my retreat, right? Because when we went to Rome.
Thank goodness. You were walking all over Rome. You had
we were doing
host a retreat.
One of the girls
a week-long retreat.
That was on our pre-retreat to Rome, had her phone steps.
Yeah.
And the first day I was my legs were falling off. I just felt like I can't hardly walk like this anymore. How many steps? Because I said, how many steps have we gone? And she said, we did 6.4 miles. I'm like,
wow.
I did. You mean collectively? Because there were 4 of us.
Each individually.
Oh my gosh. And we went to the Colosseum. That was amazing. And the next day we went to the Vatican.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
During a Jubilee year.
During the Jubilee year and got through the door. And that's why I took a video of me touching. You could see it with my hand. With all the talismans
I'll see if I can throw in a link to the Instagram reel. Because that door is only open every 25 years.
Oh my gosh. And it was so amazing. And on a personal note, right, I was mentioning to you that I had just found about 2 months ago something that I thought I had misplaced or lost from 42 years ago was that letter from Pope John Paul,
right,
that from the Vatican, that I got on the Pope's prayer list to be prayed for during my last month of pregnancy with Andrew.
And you had hyperemesis gravidarum, and you were in the hospital for
8 months.
8 months already.
Lost 30-something pounds, being fed through my nose, blood transfusions. I mean, we don't have to go into all that.
It was crazy.
And I got on the Pope's prayer list, and I found that paperwork because I was been cleaning out the storage unit and things. And so there's a chapel in the Vatican, in the church, in the Basilica, St. Peter's Basilica, for Pope John Paul. There's a little chapel off to the side. And I said, excuse me, ladies,
Aww.
Yeah. And I went in and I waited for somebody to kind of move off of the kneelers, and just broke down.
Wow.
In gratitude and thank you, and just.
I'm getting teary-eyed.
It was like I didn't know I would have this opportunity. I just found these notes, and literally it was the 40,
same day,
same week, 42 years earlier, that I was in there to thank him.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because Andrew was born.
That's right, in September.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was just and they said, oh, because you had to wait in line. If you wanted to go to some of these little chapels, there was a line, right? And when I got to this, I said, oh, and the tour guy said, oh, this is Pope John Paul's, and I'm like, there's no line here. There was no line.
Wow. During a Jubilee year.
No line.
That's
I walked
crazy.
right in through these curtains, and everybody's in reverence, and I knelt there, and like I said, I just tear mine, and everybody goes in there for their own purposes and reasons. And I came out, and the line was so long. I'm like, what just happened there?
Wow.
So a little bit later, I shared that.
And we
with
know
the
you in
the
lines.
girls. Oh, no,
I know you in lines. Even if we are we have a cart full of things that we want to purchase. If the line is too long, you're like, all right,
done.
we're leaving.
We're done.
We can't.
We're done.
They don't
want my money this bad. I don't want these things that bad. Time is of the essence.
Wow.
So it was just really bizarre how was the line there and I didn't see it, and the guy just let me in. I got Neptune on my sun right now. Or did the line form after I was in there? But anyway, I got to share that a little bit later with the ladies.
Well, that's the first time I'm hearing about it. That was super
I forgot.
cool.
I mean, it was just kind of personal.
There's so many stories for you to come home and share. But that's really beautiful, Mom. I'm happy
Andrew
that you
doesn't
got
even know
that.
I did that either, and it was just for me. It was just like a mother doing it for her child.
Yeah.
Anyway, and that was right after we saw the Pieta. Right, that Michelangelo, that's right next to it, was right. So I saw the mom with the dead son, right, with Jesus.
Right.
And then the next little chapel was the Pope's. So that was amazing. And then I'm like, one of the ladies says, well, I'm going to go to the hat shop. I'm going to go this way. I'm like, I'm going to look for a cab. I can't walk like I did yesterday. And so the other two ladies are like, I'll go with you, Sandy. And so the other lady's like, okay, well, when you guys get in, just leave the door open, because we had this great Airbnb that was huge.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and leave the doors open. You don't need to lock it. So we just start meandering, and we go get gelato, and we go to the pharmacy store, because there's a Instagram lady that tells you what to go to get at the Instagram or at the pharmacia when you go to Italy. So we went in there, and we were like to the lady that works there, do you have this? Do you have this? So we found...
Hey, I mean, it brought you in there. I'm sure that lady was fine with it.
She had everything.
Right.
I didn't buy the sunscreen, but...
the toothpaste tube is adorable.
And, it's like... it smells like Sambuca.
Yeah, it's a niece.
And some really strong skin, like potent skin drops that you add to your moisturizer.
Yeah,
so
thanks.
And so then we're walking, and we're getting gelato, and then we're walking, and then you just kind of keep walking, and there's just so much to see. And the little streets are so narrow that all of a sudden we're like, oh my God, we're almost back to the apartment. So when we get there, the lady who went for the hat, who likes to walk, she's like, oh my God, I thought you guys locked me out and you were all asleep, because she beat us back.
Oh.
So I was like, well, how much did we walk today? And one of the ladies goes, 6.4 miles. I'm like, yeah, that was yesterday. What is today? She goes, no, 6.4.
Wow, it's your number.
We literally, and I was just like, we crashed. But we did go out and get our big final dinner in Rome. But just that whole, but every kind of plan, you know, we made sure that we got to the train early enough. We didn't have any trouble at the train station. Of course, we were there 2 hours early in Rome, and then we hopped on, and my suitcases were exactly about 51 pounds. And as we have to lift everything up, there isn't a spot on these VIP lounges that we couldn't lift it. It wouldn't fit over. So I had to put my big luggage on a chair.
Yeah.
And the guy came back and was like, well, if somebody sits there, you're going to have to put the suitcase on your lap. And I'm like, it's one of those massive.
There's Saturn again.
There's
just
Saturn.
Like a weight on you.
So
oh my gosh.
We get into
Thank goodness
Florence.
Your back held up.
We get into Florence, and we're meeting one of the ladies that had flown in, and she had flown in way earlier, and so she knew that she had to get to the train station, and so I haven't seen her in 15 years. So we're looking, and she's like, I'm wearing black. I got a black leather jacket on, and I'm like, okay. And so I look at her, and she's wearing all black, and I'm like, there's Saturn again, and I haven't seen her in 15 years. And so then we're like, okay, I have to go get the Avis rental car. Okay, like, you guys stay here with all this luggage, and it's nearby. I'll go follow the map, Google Maps, and I'll get to it, and I'll come back. And one of the ladies says, we're just going to go with you. And I'm like, well, you don't understand. I have like all the luggage for the retreat luggage that I've been. So she's like, no, we're just going to go with you. And I'm like, oh, dear God, I don't want to, okay. So we get outside, and there's no ramp down the steps. There's about 20 steps, and they're all marble.
Oh, yeah.
I got to carry my luggage down, run back up, get more, go down. And now we're going through the cobble side streets.
You know what else
Florence.
is Saturn? No. You stay here. Stop.
True. So they're like way ahead of me, and I'm trying to. All of a sudden, the second wheel off of on the luggage breaks off.
Oh my goodness.
So now I'm just going down, and then one lady goes, okay, here's Avis. I wait in line, and I'm looking at the things. I'm going, I don't see an Avis sign here. Not even the trademark colors. And I have to kind of butt in line in front of me. I said, is this Avis? And she goes, no. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I've waited so I said, you guys stay here. I'm going down. And so I find Avis further on down. I go in, and the lady's so sweet to me, and she's like showing me, the maps on my iPhone. And she's like, no, that's wrong. That's not the right way to Monteguffani Castle. This is wrong. She's like, what is wrong with your phone? I'm like, I don't know, lady. She's like, oh, you got to get off Google Maps, and you got to go to the other maps. What is the other map?
Waze?
Oh, no, I was using my phone's app.
Apple Maps.
Yeah, and she goes, no, you got to go to Google. And so we go to Google, and she's like, there you go.
Agreed. I've been
pulls,
trying to transition you
a
for
black
years.
car. I'm like, yep, I know that's my car. She goes, yes, it is. How do you know? I'm like, because it's Saturn.
And it's black.
So we decide to just put the luggage in. I'm going to take the lady wearing black because she's exhausted. She just got off this long flight. We get to Monte Gufani. Anyway, that was, I could finish the story like forever and ever and ever. And it's just that this Saturn was following me the entire time. And it's not off.
Right.
It's not off. We're finding all things about the protection pin on my iPhone now.
Right. No, it's crazy.
I spent 7 hours on that. So just so much because Saturn's sitting on my sun.
Mm-hmm. It is crazy. So, well, I do have a Scorpio meditation for you all next week because, of course, we had to update you.
Oh, I'm not done.
I'm
just at day.
You just
14.
arrived, right? Yeah. Oh,
I'm
man.
not even to the retreat location.
You're going to need
yet.
this Scorpio meditation for sure. But yes, everybody, thank you so much, so many times for joining in and listening to our podcast. It is great to have you here. And don't forget, you can always email us, Sandy or Alex at intentionbeads.com. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great week.
Bye-bye.
I say go do you. Now travel far, share your stories and earn your scars. It's you. Say you are the one you will answer to when this life is done. Don't waste a minute, jump in the river. Wash yourself clean so you can deliver you. The story of you, the story of you. The story of you, the